Hi Sumates, if you like to learn how to make a shoulder that bustier, watch this video to the end. My name is Veronica Adams Eze. Welcome to Vero Adams YouTube channel. So let's get started. So I've gone ahead to mark the shoulder line and I've taken the shoulder measurement, which is 15 inches divided by 7.5. I marked the neck width at 3 inches and also the neck depth at 3.5 inches. So I'm going down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope and I'm connecting right there to the neck width. Using the curve rule, I'll go ahead and draw out the neckline, which is round neckline. From the shoulder line, I'll go ahead to take the shoulder to bust measurement, the shoulder to under bust and the shoulder to waist. Shoulder to bust is 9 inches, shoulder to under bust is 12 inches, and shoulder to waist is 17 inches. I'll go ahead and make a straight line. Right now, I'm going ahead to take the nipple to nipple measurement, which is 7 inches divided by 2, that's 3.5. I'm taking that on the bust line, on the under bust line, and also on the waist line, as you see me do right here. I will then connect these points together, forming a straight line. After this is done, I'll go ahead and mark 1.5 inches above the bust line. This will serve as the chest line and I'll make a mark right there. From this line, I'll go ahead and mark 7.5 inches, which is the shoulder measurement, and connect it with a straight line up to the shoulder slope. Still on the chest line, I'm going to go ahead to take the bust measurement, which is 36 divided by 4, that is 9 inches, and I'll make a mark. To get the armhole curve, I'm going to divide what I have on the armhole line into 2, just as you see me do right here, and on the midpoint I'm going to make a mark. At this point, I'm going to come in by 0.75 inches. I'll go ahead and connect these points together to get the armhole curve. Moving on the waistline, I'm going to be taking the dart. I'm going to be using a dart of 2 inches, that is 1 inch on one side and 1 inch on the other side. I'll go ahead and do the same thing on the under bust line. I'll go ahead to connect these points together with a straight ruler. From the under bust line, I'll go ahead to connect to the bust line using the curved part of my ruler. Once this is done, I'll go ahead to take what I have left on the shoulder line and I'll divide it by 2. From this point, I'll go ahead to connect it to the bust point. Moving on, I'm going to be taking a dart of 1.5 inches on the shoulder line. I'll divide it by 2, that is 0.75 on the left side, 0.75 inches on the right side. I'll go ahead to connect this to the bust point as well, just as you see me do right here. It is necessary that whenever we take a dart, that we should return it back to what we have measured already, so that we do not have shortage. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm returning 1.5 inches back on the shoulder line. Moving downwards, I'm going to add back 1 inch at the armhole line. Notice that I'm taking it from that curved part. I'm taking 1 inch from that curved part. And on the chest line, I'm going to be adding 0.5 inch. So this point will give us a new armhole line. So I'll be tracing that out so that we'll have our new armhole. I'll then go ahead to connect this to the shoulder line so that it aligns. I'll go ahead now and mark out the previous armhole line so that we don't get confused when we're cutting it out. So the 0.5 inch that intake that I added on the chest line, I'm going to connect it to align with the under bust measurement, just the way I did here. From the bust line, I'm going to go down by 1.5 inches. That is the difference between the client's front and the back measurement. I do hope that you understand that. So right now I'll be connecting from that point to the bust point. Right now I'll go ahead to start cutting out. Yes, I'll start cutting from the waistline. Once I'm done with this part, I'm going to go ahead to close the bust dart. I really don't understand why I didn't just slash open that 1.5 inches line. I don't understand why, because that is actually the easy way to actually go about this. But anyways, you can do this also, you still get the same thing. So after I'm done, you realize that the measurements do not align. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure that the measurements blend. Go ahead and use a paper tape to hold that part down, then you can start cutting. So right now I'm going to be moving to the top of the pattern paper. I'm going to be slashing through one of the dart lines, just the way you see me do here. I'm going to be stopping at the bust point. Moving on, I'm going to be closing up this dart. I'm going to be covering up one side with the other one, just the way you see me do right here. Once I'm done with this, you're going to notice that the shoulder lines do not align anymore. So we're going to be blending that also. But before we do that, I'm using the paper tape right here to hold it down so that it doesn't shift, so that I can properly work on the shoulder line. At this point, I'm going ahead to blend in the shoulder line. So I'm going to connect it to that new armhole line that I drew earlier. So see the way I'm doing it right here, just like so. And of course, I'm cancelling out the previous shoulder line so we don't make a mistake when cutting. And then I'm going ahead to cut the neckline. Next is to cut out the shoulder line. Moving on, go ahead to cut the armhole line. Voila, we have our pattern cut out, but not completely though. Right now I'm going ahead to remove the paper tape that I used earlier so that I can completely cut out that dart. So from the waistline, I'm going to be cutting out the dart through to the shoulder line. If you saw this video to this part, I want to say thank you. If you're new here, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you found this video useful, do not forget to like and share to friends and families that are also sewmates. Feel free to drop your question or questions in the comment section. I'll be there to respond to you. At this point, we're done with the cutting. I'm going to bring in the other part so that we can see the result. What I'm doing here is to match this together to see if we still have the shoulder line that we're supposed to. We're supposed to have 4.5. So here we have 4.5 exactly. We don't have any shortage whatsoever, so we are good to go. I'm also going ahead to check if the bust measurement is accurate, and it is. We've come to the end of this tutorial. I hope you found it useful. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.